Welcome everybody to the 8-week Summer Bodies Are Made in Winter program. This is an explainer video that's going to help you run through this whole program to make sure that you're up to date and you know exactly what to do. I'm really excited for this. As you can probably hear, it's going to be awesome. These workout plans are amazing. The nutrition plan is awesome and the WhatsApp plans are even better. If you're not part of this challenge yet, make sure to send me a DM and join us. But this is the explainer video for if you're already part of this whole challenge. All right, so the idea of this video is to go a little bit slower and to work through everything well and properly so that you really know what to do on this challenge. Okay, so take out a notebook, put it in front of you, open up the plan in front of you. I'm going to throw it onto the screen as well, and join us and walk through this whole program properly. I really want to encourage you, take the time to watch this full video. I'm going to explain almost everything you need to know. So if you have questions afterwards and you haven't watched this full video yet, the questions are most likely answered in this video. All right, but if I don't answer them, which I should be answering them, but if I don't, you're more than welcome to ask on the WhatsApp groups if you have any questions there. Okay, cool. So let's just get right into this workout plan, this meal plan, this whole program, and get things going. All right, so you'll see on the very first page, it is the front page to know that you're doing the Summer Bodies Are Made in Winter program. The second page is the welcome page. So just a little disclaimer saying obviously you're using this plan at your own risk, and if you get injured, it's not my fault. You know the whole deal. Please read through everything here. I'm not going to read through it now. And also then you'll see this very, very important sentence on that first page. And that sentence is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I always say this to all of my clients, and it's so important. You really have to set yourself up for success. If you don't know what you're eating tomorrow, if you don't know when your workout sessions are going to be in the week, you can't plan for them, and then life will happen. Trust me, I see it all the time with my clients. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So take out that notebook of yours now and write down right at the top, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay, cool. So let's get into the second page, which is just an introduction page. The introduction page just basically speaks about who I am, why this program has been written, how it's been written, and the scientific principles behind it, and why it works so well for my clients. And speaking about for my clients, if you skip over 2 pages, you'll get to the review and result pages. These are just some testimonies to motivate you a little bit, to show you what really is possible. These people all did it. So can you. Nothing made them special or different. The one was an old lady, the other one was a young girl. Everybody has done it. Everybody has gotten great results. So can you, with a little bit of effort and a good program. As I said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right. So the next page you'll see is the workout plan page. So this is the introduction to the whole workout plan. So let's run through it and see what you can learn, what you need to know, and how to handle the whole workout situation. So you'll see that the workout plan has a calendar attached to it. So I'm going to be sending the calendar in a PDF separately from the main program, because every group that starts this challenge has their own calendar obviously to follow. So group 1 that starts on the 1st will have their own calendar, and you can see everything on that calendar. Something very important to note is if you're doing the workouts on this calendar and you feel that your body has been pushed just a little bit too far, if you feel that you're moving too fast and you're pushing the body beyond its limits and you're not recovering quick enough, take an extra rest day. Don't think that an extra rest day will hinder your progress or slow it down. It really won't. You can feel free to take an extra rest day, and when you do so, don't try and catch up the session that you missed out on. Just continue with the program as it is. So if you skip the upper body day and tomorrow is a rest day, take 2 rest days in a row, and then the next day say is going to be a full body day, do that full body day again. Okay, so the number one thing that stops people from completing a program like this is that they get injured if they push themselves too hard, too fast. So don't get injured, take your rest days, listen to your body. Okay, awesome. Then if you have any shoulder or knee injuries, you will see that in this program I also have a included avoid these movements section. please do them. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them on the WhatsApp group. Very specifically, keep all of the questions on the WhatsApp groups because I'll be able to answer that much easier for more people to benefit from the answers. Okay, fantastic. So let's move on to the next page, which speaks about the warm-up and the cool-down. Why is a warm-up important? Why is a cool-down important? I often see people neglecting warm-up and cool-downs because they don't think it's important. They think it's redundant, and it really isn't. Warm-up and cool-downs are super, super important, not only to avoid risk of injury, but also to recover quicker and to get better results. Okay, so a warm-up is important because it literally does what it says. It warms up the body. You have fluid in your joints that become very thick and viscous. And what a warm-up does is it lubricates the joint. It warms up the fluid so that it becomes less viscous, meaning the friction on the joint inside is less. And that means the joint stays healthier for longer. That's one of the things that a warm-up does. The second thing a warm-up does is it warms up the neurons that go from your brain to your muscles. So the mind-muscle connection gets improved. And what that means is, say for instance, you're doing a very complex movement like a squat, for example. The squat has many muscles that have to work in unison to make the movement be done right, correctly. And if only half of the muscles are warmed up, so the half of the muscles speed connection, mind-muscle connection is fast and the other aren't, then that's where an injury occurs. So you really want to warm up the body to make sure that these neural connections, the speed of the electric impulse from your brain to the muscle is fast enough to handle the workout session. That's the second thing a warm-up does. The third thing a warm-up does is it increases the blood flow to the muscle, meaning there's more nutrients available for that muscle, there's more oxygen available for that muscle, and all of these things keep the muscle healthier and ensures that you are able to do the workout better, right? So that your muscles can do their job properly. And this will then help you to effectively exercise, avoid injuries, meaning you'll burn more calories in a session, etc., etc. So it's really good to warm up properly. Right, now people often ask me, how does a warm-up look? I have examples in this program, we'll get to that. The warm-up usually consists of kinetic movements, meaning movements that are not held in place. So it's not a static stretch, it's a kinetic stretch. All right, so a movement where you a stretch that you move in. A cool down consists out of static stretches, things that you hold. So a hamstring stretch that you hold in one position. And a cool down is super important to avoid injuries, to recover from a workout session, and to optimally recover for the next workout session so that you're not that sore. So what a cool down often does is, once you're exercising, your muscles contract while you exercise. They become tight. And when you stretch them afterwards, that's then where they release. And that release helps you to not get injured in not in the past, the next time in the future, helps you to not get injured in the future. And also it helps you to not feel tense, and also doesn't destroy your posture. It makes sure that you can stay nice and upright to avoid more injuries, repetitive injuries, neck pain, and all of those things. And also it helps you to recover. So the recovery comes from the fact that when we're exercising, our muscles build up byproducts. So there's a chemical reaction taking place in your muscle while you're doing a certain movement, and this chemical reaction leaves over a few particles, a few chemicals. These chemicals trigger inflammation and a bunch of other things that cause the muscle to pain. Quick side note, muscle pain isn't caused by lactic acid buildup. Some people will say, yeah, I exercised, now my muscle is sore because there's a lot of lactic acid. That's not at all what causes muscle soreness or muscle pain or stiffness. What causes muscle pain or stiffness is a process called the inflammatory process, or an inflammatory reaction. So you literally get inflammation in the muscle when you exercise. So this is how it looks. Imagine you have your muscle fibers and you're exercising and you're loading the muscle appropriately. Once you're loading it, you cause little tiny micro tears in the muscles. These micro tears need to be fixed again afterwards. It's very important for this to happen because that's how the muscle gets bigger and stronger and have a better fitness capacity and whatnot. But now it needs to repair itself. And how it does that is it sends chemical messengers which causes the inflammatory process. More blood flows to the area and more nutrients flow through the area, and this muscle can repair itself. But due to this increase in neural stimulation and blood pressure and whatnot, you then have a sore muscle because it's pressing on those pain receptors. So that's what causes muscle pain, if you wanted to know. Anyways, let me not rant on about that any longer. The next question you might have, so that's why a warm-up and a cool-down is very important. So always do a warm-up and a cool-down, at least for 5 minutes. I have videos included in this program that you can follow along. And something important to note is to never push the body to a point of pain. The whole no pain, no gain idea does not exist. It's not a good idea. You should not be using that as any metric. Okay, so moving on to that no pain, no gain, and building onto that no pain, no gain idea, weight. Which weight should you use when you're exercising? Right, so if you're doing body weight exercises, there are variations, so easy ways of doing a push-up and more difficult ways of doing a push-up. If you're doing a weighted exercise, so with dumbbells or something, there are obviously higher and lower weights to use. So what I always advise my clients to do is use the 2-for-2 rule. The 2-for-2 rule basically says if you can do 2 more repetitions, so if you can do 2 more dumbbell presses at the end of your workout session, then that is required of the program, then you know you're using a too light weight. So if you can do that for 2 consecutive exercise sessions, so Tuesday and Tuesday the next week, if you can do 2 more reps on the last set, then you know you have you're using a weight that isn't heavy enough. It's not challenging the body enough. And if I always say to my clients as well, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So yes, it should put you outside of your comfort zone. Yes, if you don't like running, go for a fast walk. If you feel like this is very difficult, push yourself to get into that uncomfortable zone, okay? But not into a dangerous place. I'll speak about that a little bit later again. If this 2-for-2 rule for weight is a little bit too complex to implement now, you can always use the 2 reps left in the tank method. The 2 reps left in the tank method basically says, if you do your last exercise, and I ask you, can you do 3 more? Do you have the ability to do 3 more push-ups? Then you know it is not heavy enough. You're not challenging yourself enough. If you say, yes, I can do 3 more. You should never have more than 2 reps left in your tank. Okay, so that explains that pretty well. Remember to read through this whole program. I answer most of your questions here, but if you have more questions, feel free to ask them on the WhatsApp group. Okay, cool. The next thing that I speak about is progress. How do you quantify your progress? Progress gets quantified in many ways in fitness and health. We often think that getting on the scale will quantify our progress. It'll show us how the weight is dropping, and that's what we're looking for. Or taking measurements, it will show us that our stomach circumference is shorter or smaller now, meaning that we're making progress. But there are so many other ways to see progress as well, like how well did you sleep? How well are you feeling when you're waking up? How long does your energy level stay stable through the day? Or another way to do it is with a fitness test to see how you are progressing in a fitness space. Can you run further? Can you run faster? Are you stronger? Are you more fit? All of these things play a major role. Some people also quantify progress with pain. Do they have more pain, less pain? Is the pain subsiding? Do they not struggle with back pain anymore because their core is stronger? And all of these things are ways of quantifying progress. So I really want you to also focus and zoom in on the fact that once you step on a scale, it doesn't show you the full picture of what's happening in your body. Right, so we always say focus on progress over perfection. The goal is not to have the perfect weight or the perfect day. The goal is to have progress every single day. Day by day, a little bit better. Day by day, doing a little bit more effort, focusing, learning, growing. And those are the things that we really focus on. All right, so I say here in the plan as well, take some before and after photos. It's so important to take some before and after photos. I know many people will say, no, I'm uncomfortable. I will feel so bad when I look at my photos. What? But what happens is when you look in the mirror, if you see yourself in the mirror, you're going to say, nothing is changing. And then you look at the scale and you're like, 300 grams, nothing is changing, you know, and you're going to continuously tell yourself that. And you're going to keep on telling yourself that for week 1, week 2, week 4. You could be 3 kilos down, look in the mirror and still say, I look the same, nothing has changed. And the reason for that is because we see ourselves every single day. We get used to how we look in the mirror. And if you get used to how you look in the mirror, you will never see the small subtle changes happening. So what I really want to advise you to do is take the before photo, take the during photo, and take the after photo. You will not believe how big the changes there are that can happen. Even if you just keep them in a folder on your PC, you don't have to show them to anybody ever, but just have them. So take the time and take your progress photo. Write that down on your program. Take a progress photo. Okay. Also take your beginning measurements. Take how much you weigh, how your circumferences around your arms and everything are. You'll see in the printable PDF, I also have a little report card that you can fill in with how much you weigh currently, how to take the measurements, and all of those things. So really jot down your start of your journey. Write down where you are at this moment. Write down how you're feeling, what your current diet looked like, how much you were sleeping. Just give a nice background of where you were before you started this program, because this program can really be life-changing if you allow it to be, right? If you really take this program and make it your own and apply it into your life, you could carry it over for the rest of your life. These principles are super valuable. Okay, so I have a few exercise tips. So what I usually say is try to keep the timing of the day consistent, right? So getting a routine that you can do every single day. Some people ask, should I rather train in the morning or the afternoon? Now, I made a whole YouTube video on this topic. You can click on my channel and watch the YouTube videos. By the way, there are so many good videos to watch. So if you want to prep yourself for this program, even better, one by one, go through all of the videos. They are so valuable. Okay, anyways. Workout timing. There is no such thing as the best time of the day to train. Morning isn't better than afternoon. What is the best time of the day to train is the time of the day that you can consistently keep at it. So the time of the day that you can consistently train, if you know you won't be able to wake up at 4 or 5 every day to exercise, then don't do that to yourself. Take a time during the rest of the day, or afternoon or something. Just make sure that it's consistent and jot it into your diary. Write down in your diary, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, according to the program, I'm going to be exercising at 4 a.m. or p.m. or whatever it is. Just make sure that you jot it into your diary. Prioritize it. You won't find time somewhere in the day to do it. Prioritize it and write it down. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Right. So the next thing also is use your rest days wisely. As I said yesterday, a little bit earlier in this video, don't just lay on the couch and take your rest day. Stretch yourself, go for a light walk, be active. Don't waste your opportunity to burn some energy, but also don't push the body to a point where it just burns itself out. Recovery is super, super important. Okay, then the next thing is don't mix your exercises. So like I said earlier as well, if you're following the calendar, don't try and do day 2 and day 3 and what. The sequencing of those workouts were done in a very specific way to make sure that there is a progressive overload. Something very important that you'll notice that I say on this program right here is the order of the exercises in the workout plan is important. Don't mix them up. And this is true. The sequencing of these exercises has been properly worked out to properly follow on each other, meaning that if you do the exercises the wrong way around, then you might risk injury or you might get tired before you can do the right exercises, etc., etc. So the sequencing is important. Don't mix them up, especially if you're not used to training. If you're new to training, I really want to encourage you, follow the program as it is, rather ask a question or watch the YouTube video that explains the whole workout movement. I'm going to touch on that now soon because there's some really cool things that are part of this workout program. Right, so the last thing is remember to enjoy your workout sessions. Working out should be fun. It shouldn't be something that you're not looking forward to or that you feel is going to waste your time or something like that. Working out is fun. Challenge your body, push your body, and find your limits. Experience what the body is truly capable of doing. All right, enjoy it. Make sure that you have the right clothes on and that you have a good area to exercise in and that you feel good while you're doing it. Put in some music in the background and really have a good time. All right. We always say, what is it that sentence they use? health through movement or something like that. It's very important. So on the very next page, you'll see the fitness test. So I spoke about ways of quantifying your progress, and the fitness test is one of the ways to quantify your progress. So doing a fitness test when you start off with this program and a fitness test at the end of this program, or somewhere in the middle as well, will really help you to get perspective of how you are progressing and where you're going, and how far you have already gone. So do these 4 movements properly. Remember to warm up before and after the session. And a few top tips when doing these movements: always do them the exact same way. So if you did lady push-ups the first time or modified push-ups, then do modified push-ups again the next time. If you use a certain weight for your burpees or a certain area for your burpees, do the exact same thing. The idea with tracking progress is to keep everything as consistent as possible. Okay, you can read through the rest of this here. It's basically give it your 100% when you're doing this fitness test. Okay, I want you to go all in on this thing. Rest enough between the movements so you don't have to do exercise 1 and immediately exercise 2 and immediately exercise 3. Do exercise 1 at your 100% best and then take a rest you can even take up to 5 minutes rest and then do the next one. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the workout plan itself. 2 super cool things about this workout plan. The first thing is, if you click on the top on week 1 to 3 lower body workout 1 easy, if you click on that, then it'll take you straight to a YouTube follow along video that you can do with me from beginning to end. All right, so that's the first thing that's really cool. The second thing that's really cool is every one of these movements that I listed, if you click on the name, for example, body weight squat, it will take you straight to a video showing you exactly how to do that movement. So if you don't know how to do the movements, go through these exercises and have a look. It's really awesome. I really put in the effort for you guys to make sure that you know how to do the movements. I always say it's not about how heavy you can do a movement or how fast you can do a movement. It's about how well you can do the movement. So do you know the proper technique? And these videos will show you how to do it. Okay, I'm not going to go through every specific exercise. You will see that at the right end of the screen, I explain exactly how to do these exercises. 2 things I'll mention real quickly is that a repetition, a rep, for example, with a bicep curl, 1, 2, those are reps, right? If you do 13 of them, it is considered to be a set. So if you do 3 sets of 15 reps, that means you're going to do 15 bicep curls, rest and do 15 again, rest and do 15 one more time and rest again. That then will be 3 sets of 15 reps. Okay, some of these exercise sessions you'll see we have high intensity intervals in between them. Others will say do them in succession, meaning do exercise 1, 2, 3, 4 for 30 seconds each, then rest and then continue again. And others will only have reps and sets. If it only has a rep and a set, that means you're going to do the whole exercise, finish it off, and then move over to the next one. But if you watch the videos, the full follow along workout videos on YouTube, you will know exactly how to do the workout as well. Okay, remember to do a warm up and a cool down. I have a warm up and a cool down plan included in this plan. I'll get to it now, where you can click on a video and do a full follow along warm up and cool down session as well. Remember, don't push your body beyond what you can do. If you know you have a sore knee, don't push your body to do a movement that you know will just hurt you. Okay, awesome. And please feel free to send a WhatsApp on the group if you need some assistance with certain exercises. Cool beans. So that's just basically more or less the whole workout plan. I'm not going to go through every day. You can watch the videos that I have on YouTube to show you exactly how to do these movements, and also read through this program, and feel free to ask on the group if you have any other questions. Let's get into the cardio day. So the cardio day is super cool and very interesting. Cardio isn't the best way to lose weight, but it's a very important way to lose weight, and here's why. When you do cardio training, you're basically improving your cardiovascular system. You're working with the system that works with oxygen. So your heart, your lungs, even the muscles, you get 2 types of muscles. One muscle that works with oxygen, one that works without oxygen. So these are very important to exercise, because cardio doesn't only help you to be more fit, it also helps your heart to be more capable, your lungs to be more capable, even helps to reduce the amount of time it takes for your muscle to get rid of those byproducts we spoke about earlier. So cardio training is super important for your overall internal health, and also because most cardio sessions are full body movements, they burn a lot of energy. That's why they help with weight loss and why they're so good for weight loss, but it's not the only way to lose weight. If you have more muscle on your body, your metabolic rate is higher. We'll get to what that means now, and that will help you burn more energy as well. So it's really, really important to do cardio sessions at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on what your goals are, where you want to go with it, what type of body you have. You should also know that not everybody is a cardio person or a weightlifting person. Some people are built for cardio and others are built for weightlifting. You'll know this by looking at a person. A slim, slender, long and tall person most likely is a more cardio strong person, and a stockier, stronger, shorter person most often is a more strength-based person. But that doesn't mean you can't cross-train. It doesn't mean it's not important to cross-train, but I'm just mentioning it for some interest's sake. Also, remember that cardio isn't necessarily just running, cycling, swimming. Cardio is any movement that is done repetitively for a prolonged period of time at a sub-maximal intensity. So something as simple as a burpee can be cardio, or jumping jacks can be cardio. As long as your heart rate is kept low enough for a long period of time, that is considered a cardio movement. Very interesting, I know. So there are 2 ways to know if you are pushing yourself hard enough in a cardio session. We use a rate of perceived exertion scale, so the RPE scale. So basically, how difficult does it feel to do the workout? We rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. And the other way to do it is with a heart rate tracking. So seeing where your heart rate is in terms of percentage. So we take your age, say you are 20 years old, and we say 220 minus your age, and that gives us your maximum heart rate capacity, potential. So that will be 200 beats per minute. Okay. And if I say you should be training at 70%, right? The intensity level should be 70%. That then means you take 200 and you times it by 70%, and then you get, say, for example, 160 beats per minute. That's then the heart rate that you should aim to train at. Right, so we usually say that a medium intensity is anything under 60%, so around 60% of your max heart rate, that's where you should be training for medium intensity, and everything above 70-75% of your max heart rate, that is high intensity. So during a cardio session, if I ask you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult does this session feel? If you say a 7 out of 10, or up, that means you are pushing the boundaries on a high intensity. And if you say anything below a 7, then it means you are more on the medium intensity side. And usually for recovery sessions, we want to be below a 6. And usually for performance sessions, so sessions where we're pushing the body, adapting, growing, that's above a 7. All right, that's very interesting to know. Remember, even with a warm-up session, with a cardio session, a warm-up and a cool-down is still super important. Don't just go right into a run. Warm up properly. Like I said, the biggest thing that stops people from completing a challenge like this is an injury. Okay, I think I covered everything on this on the cardio page. You can do cycling, rowing, jogging, elliptical, or you can even do a cardio page. So on the next page, you'll see I have a workout plan that you can do inside for cardio. If it's cold outside or raining, or you don't have the time to go out or whatever, you can do this cardio workout. Remember to just not push your body too hard during this cardio session. The cardio sessions in this program is built or designed to help you improve your cardiorespiratory fitness, but also to act as a semi-resting day. So especially for people who aren't very used to exercising, don't push yourself too hard in the cardio sessions. Take it slow. Slow is consistent, and consistent is fast. I think the saying goes something like this. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so remember to gradually increase the intensity of your workout sessions. That's also why we have a phased approach for the workout sessions. That's why we have different workout plans for different phases in this whole challenge, to make sure that the body gets gradually adapted to the change. All right, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Awesome. Right, so then you have some phase 2's workout sessions coming up, and the whole workout plan just keeps on being explained. Cool. You'll see that on page 8, this page that I have in front of me at the moment, the warm-up page, it shows all of the workout warm-up movements as a picture, but it also has a little Instagram link. You can click on that link. It's supposed to be a YouTube link. There's a little YouTube icon that you can click on, which will take you straight to the YouTube video that explains how to do the whole warm-up. So you can do the follow along warm-up video, or you can do the pictures and just follow them. The idea is just to get warmed up, so don't push yourself too hard, too fast, and get tired already. Just move through all of the movements properly. Okay, and it explains exactly how to do it as well. The same for the next page. The next page is the cooldown, so click on the link if you want to watch the full video on how to do the cooldown, or you can just look at the pictures and do the movements as shown there. Okay, awesome. The next one is the page for the replacements. So if you know that you have a shoulder injury, then you can go to this page and see, okay, what options do I have to replace these shoulder intensive movements like a push-up or a pike press. These are intense movements for the shoulder, so if you have a shoulder injury, don't push it. Rather come here and come and adapt your program if needed. And if you need further assistance, send me a message, we can chat about that. Okay, so we have this program for both the shoulder and the knee, as they are the biggest injuries that most people have. But if you have any other things, please feel free to ask me. Okay, awesome. Next, you'll see the exercise library. It's also pictures of how to do the movements. So not only do you have the workout plan, the follow along videos, you also have pictures of how to do the movements. So if you don't have the data or whatever, you know that you are covered and set to know how to do exactly all of the movements in this program. All right, that was the whole workout plan explained. I hope it makes sense. I hope you made notes. If you have more questions, ask in the group. If you don't ask, you won't get an answer. And please keep it inside of the WhatsApp group so that more people can benefit from your questions. All right, so that was the workout plan. I'm gonna knock that one off now. Let's get into the meal plan next. This meal plan was designed to not be a follow it for 8 weeks and then you're done with it type of plan. It wasn't designed to be a quick fix and then you get over it and then you continue with life again. The whole idea with this whole nutrition approach, and what I did with the dietitian as well, is to develop something that can become part of your whole life, that can become a lifestyle, something you can implement in your life that will last you a lifetime, that will keep you healthy. Base principles that everybody should know that comes when it comes to nutrition. Okay, so it's a lot of information, it's good information. Take time to digest it. Take your notebook, make your notes, ask your questions. If you have more questions, go to my YouTube page, check out my nutrition videos. I've done a lot of effort with them. There's everything that you will need to answer your questions regarding nutrition and fitness and health, okay? And I'm making new ones every Monday as well. But this program really wasn't designed to just be a quick fix. This really will stay with you for as long as you will remember it. So I'm sorry if you now have a new perspective on your nutrition and diet and you won't ever be able to escape it, but it's the best thing you will do for yourself and your families. Okay, so let's get into the meal plan and how it works. So I say here, good nutrition should not feel like too much effort. So if you put in the effort in the beginning, you will get the results forever thereafter. It's gonna take 5 to 10 days to get used to it. That's okay. Don't think about perfection. Think about progress. Don't think about having everything done correctly right from the beginning, or else if I don't have it perfect, then I'll just fail anyways. Don't think about it in that way. That's not going to help you. You won't do it perfect from the beginning, and that is okay. Really tell yourself, I don't have to be perfect right from the start. Okay, so aim for progress. How this whole diet looks. Let's first get into 7 principles that will help you stay very close to on point. Okay. 80% of your overall food intake should come from wholesome foods. So fresh vegetables, fresh meats, unprocessed foods basically. Allow for 20% of your total food intake to come from processed foods. Those are okay too, just make sure that they don't over-consume your whole diet. Eat protein with every meal or snack, and I don't mean eat meat with every meal or snack. Protein, a good protein source can be egg whites, it can be steak, it can be peas, it can be a protein shake. There are so many ways to get enough protein in, but make sure to get protein with every snack or meal. Drink at least 1 to 2 glasses of water with each meal, so you should take in about 2.5 liters of water per day, plus 500 milliliters of water for every half an hour of a workout session that you're doing, okay? Aim to snack on low to moderate carb and high protein sources. So your snack shouldn't be a high carb snack, otherwise you're going to run into your carb goals for the day and that's not going to help you. But if you can add in some proteins during your snacks, then you know you'll be on a good road to hitting your protein goal, which will for most people be the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge in this program is to not consume too many carbs and to actually meet your protein targets. Okay. The next thing here on this list that I said is choose a plate size relevant to your goals and size. So if you know that you tend to eat big portions, get yourself to use a smaller plate. A smaller plate will already help you manage the amount of food that you're eating. Some people struggle with it, others don't. I'm mentioning it, that might help you because mentally the image of what is on your plate already does something for how full and satiated you feel. Right? And number 7, based on that whole feeling of full, eat plenty of green fibers, vegetables with each meal. So what this means, or what this does, is it is a low calorie food source, and we'll get to what a calorie is soon. This is a low calorie food source, meaning that you can eat a lot of it without actually adding too many calories or energy to your meal, right? So based on calories and energy in and energy out, and this whole principle of weight loss. Weight loss in essence comes down to how much energy you're consuming in relation to how much energy your body needs. So our bodies have a basal metabolic rate. This is the rate your body uses energy at, and this then dictates how much energy your body needs for the day. Most people, say for example, if you weigh 80 kilograms and you're 1.7 meters tall and you're a male under the age of 30, then you'll probably need around 1,900 calories a day, right? Calories are energy units. So you need around 1,900 energy units per day to maintain weight, to just breathe, eat, think, your muscles to work inside of you, walk, just normal energy use per day. So how weight loss works or weight gain works is if you take that base level and you either consume less energy than that or more energy than that. If you consume more energy than that, then your body is forced to store it. If you consume less energy than that, then your body is forced to use its stored energy to maintain your body from producing hormones and just living. So there are two ways then to get into that. We call it a calorie deficit, an energy deficit. There are two ways to do that. You can either eat less or you can work out more so that your body uses more energy in a day. Okay, these principles can get very confusing and it doesn't really matter. What you need to know is that you need to eat less energy than your body needs per day to stay on maintenance weight. That's how you lose weight. Cool, we're gonna get to that very soon. Really exciting stuff. It doesn't have to make sense right from the beginning. Just hold on tight and walk through this. All right, cool. So that is in general how nutrition works. Now you can break up those energy components into protein, carbs, and fats. So a protein, carb, and a fat makes up the energy. These are called macronutrients, okay? So all of them have a certain amount of calories attached to them. A carb has 4 calories, a protein also has 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So you can see how if you have a lot of fats in your diet, that you're going to be consuming a lot of energy, and that energy is actually the problem. That's going to be a surplus in energy, which is going to make you gain weight. Okay, but we'll get to that. So we use a macros calculator. So on page 16, right at the bottom, you'll see how do we calculate macros. So with this program, we're going to be calculating your macros for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's very interesting to know exactly how to do it for in the future when you want to do it, right? So go to a calorie counting site like bodybuilding.com, fill in your weight, your age, your size, your gender, etc., and click on maintain weight and click on lightly active. Don't choose your own things, click on maintain weight and lightly active. It'll then show you what is your maintenance calories, and what we usually then want to do is we want to subtract 500 calories from that, and that will give us our basal metabolic rate minus 500 for weight loss, and that is then your target metabolic rate or your target calorie intake for the day. Cool, very interesting to know, but don't get overconsumed by that. We're going to be sending you a message with exactly your calories, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats that you need to aim to eat per day. I spoke about what your basal metabolic rate is. and also how you basically lose weight. Cool beans. And what energy makes up of. So let's go on to the next page, which explains a little bit of your body goals. So we always say, if you aim to gain weight, then you want to have a higher carb intake. If you want to lose weight, then you want to have a lower carb intake. That is the very, I almost want to say, standard level of understanding of how this works. You can look at this page that shows you the percentages and everything, but at the end of the day, high protein, low carb will help you lose weight. High protein, high carb will help you gain weight. Okay, cool. We're going to be calculating everything for you. It's just interesting to know it here. On page 18, how to use all of this information page, you can go through all of the steps there that shows you, MyFitnessPal, search for this, add this, what. But this is what you need to know on how to use this whole meal plan. So you've been hearing all of this information and your head has been spinning around and I've been saying this and I've been saying that. So the real question you have now is, Stefan, great, how do I use all of this information? Here's what you do. Once you received your protein, carbs, fats, and calories, you're going to be entering them into the MyFitnessPal app. We're going to be using this app to help us stay on track. Okay. So fill in that in the app. If you struggle with the app, I made a whole video that explains exactly how to use the app. Okay, so it's very important. I explained the whole app. It can be complicated in the beginning if you don't know where everything is. So the app explains and the video shows everything on how to use the app. So please watch that video. Okay, but you're going to be filling in your protein goals, carb goals, fat goals, calorie goals, and you don't have to use the paid version of this app. Please, you can just use the free version. All you have to do is play a little bit with the percentages until the amount of carb, protein, and fat goals matches up with what we calculated for you. Okay, but you're gonna fill that in, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna hop over to the actual meal plan. So skip over the calculation page, skip over the top tips page, we'll get back to that. Skip over the protein, carbs, and fats page. You'll see next up is the MyFitnessPal pages on how to use the app, and then you get to the meal plan options page. So the meal plan option page shows you exactly what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. It's very nice to have. There are vegan options, there are gluten-free options, there are all the options you'll need, and it'll guide you perfectly to where you need to be. But I want to take this a step further. I want you to be able to take a meal plan and implement it into your life. If you're going out to have a braai with friends or a restaurant or whatever, how do you fit this into your whole day? How does this work? How can you still stay on track while doing that? So this is what you need to do. You need to log in your options for the day. Say, for example, you're choosing option 1. Pre-log in everything for the day into the app. And then you'll see the app will show you on the macros pie chart, the video will explain exactly how to get there, on the macros pie chart how many protein, carbs, and fats in grams you are planning to have for the day. And if you notice, listen, I'm not meeting my protein goal yet, increase the portion sizes of your proteins or add another protein source like for a snack or something like that. Okay. These meal plans are exactly what you need, but I need you to go and make them your own too for long-term benefits. Okay, so take them, have a look at them. You're more than welcome to mix them around. A snack can go in front, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to eat 6 meals a day as well, but what you need to do is focus to hit your protein target for the day. Don't go over your carb goal for the day, and also don't go over your fat goal for the day. And make sure that those fats predominantly come from plant-based sources. Things like avos, nuts, and oils like that. Okay, so that is in essence the meal plan. There's way more things about it. There are some meal options, some pictures of how to make the foods, and some top tips around the foods. But in essence, this is how easy a meal plan can really be and how flexible a meal plan can really be. So I have all of the information for you here, page by page, showing you everything, teaching you everything you need to know. I want you to take that, chew on it a little bit, and then start implementing it day by day. Okay, start logging the food into the app, start making sure that it aligns more or less with what your calories and macros should be. Implement that into your life initially, so stick to the meal plan initially, and then once you start feeling comfortable, I want you to start introducing some other foods that you like. Some things that you know are healthy or that you've asked on the group are healthy, and then add them into the app and see how it impacts your overall protein, carb, and fat intake for the day. Okay, that's the coolest part of all of this, is the fact that it can really be flexible as long as you aim towards your protein, carb, and fat goals. Okay, awesome. So it's not all about calories, it's a lot about macronutrients. Yes, you can hit your calorie goal of 1,200 per day, but if you're not hitting your macro goal, then you won't see the fat drop or the muscle building or whatever the goal is. Okay, awesome. So that's in essence. I quickly want to go through the top tips, and then we're going to round this video up, and you can go and start implementing these things into your whole life. Okay, so top tips. Add vegetables to your plate for volume. This is going to make you feel fuller for longer. That is a low calorie meal that's going to help fill up your stomach. Eat the majority of your carb intakes around your workouts. This helps a lot. If you feel tired in a workout session, you probably didn't have enough carbs close to your workout session. All right, take your time when eating. Eat until you're 80% full, wait a bit, and then eat a little bit more if still needed. That's a very good principle to uphold. The stomach needs time to tell the brain that you've had enough to eat. You can use diet or soft drinks. It's okay. Sugary drinks really mess up your insulin response and insulin sensitivity and whatnot, but soft drinks that are diet zero drinks are more than fine. Add seasoning and low-cal sauces. The secret is in the sauce, they always say. Most sauces are very high in carbs, calories, and fats, so avoid most sauces unless you know that it is low-cal. Seasoning, raw herbs, mixed spices often have sugar in them, so turn them around, have a look at what the back of the packet says, and educate yourself on these things. It's going to set you free from this whole diet culture and the next diet and the next diet and the next diet. All right, so learn what is in the stuff you're eating. Fantastic. The next one is, below are some foods to show that stimulate your metabolism. Something like green tea is a stimulant. It has caffeine in it. It might increase your metabolic speed. Cinnamon, coffee also has caffeine in it, meaning all of these things might stimulate your metabolism. I have some videos on YouTube that speaks about metabolism and coffee and all of these things, so really feel free to check them out as well. So those are the top tips. I explained protein, carbs, and fats. Please read through all of those. And then the whole MyFitnessPal I explain as well. And then the very last page is just a enjoy the program page. This program can be really fun. This program can open up your eyes to what nutrition and exercise and fitness is. This program can change your life completely if you let it to change your life completely. Feel free to ask as many questions as possible on the WhatsApp groups. We're going to be answering them. Check out the YouTube page for more informational videos. Read this program. Be part of it. The more you are part of something like this, the more you will get out of it. Last year we had some fantastic results. You can also have those results. Put in the effort and it will show in your results. Okay, cool. I'm gonna end this video here. It's already been quite a long video. I'm glad that you stuck through it. I'll see you in the WhatsApp groups. I'll see you around. We're going to be chatting. I hope you're ready for it. This is going to be fun. Okay, I'll see you now soon. Cheers.